Lynn Noggle, here we are.
We're just fashionably late again.
Where's Lynn? I don't see Lynn here anywhere.
We'll tell the story in a bit.
It's not my
As usual. It was a good one.
Oh.
Anybody with us? Maybe because we're late, they all logged in and then said,
If you're
no,
not
we're
with us,
here.
you're against us.
Oh, there's a few more starting. Do I need my phone in case, or are you
Yeah,
going to use
I'm
that?
trying to. Hi, Lynn says hi. Hi, Lynn. Who else do we have?
Where do you see them on there?
She just said right there.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh, she's there.
And we are now.
I lost something pretty important.
Yeah, something we want to show later. And we were both running around like chickens with our heads cut off trying to find
Looking
it.
for it. But we found it. So we have something to show you. What we'll say right now, at the end of the show, we are going to show you our completed project from the surprise boxes. So we will give you lots of notice if you want to log off and not see it because you want it still to be a surprise. Maybe the mail hasn't delivered it to you yet. So we'll give you lots of notice. You can log off, but otherwise we're going to show and explain a couple of things about the surprise
But we'll
box.
do that at the very end and gives everybody time to log off if they don't want to see it.
Hi, Marilyn Hargraves. Shirley McMillan.
Oh yeah, there's no
Vivian
comments
Campbell.
on this one.
I got them on mine
Well,
here.
very few anyway.
It's just Lynn on this one.
Apparently you're all that matters. Lynn? Oh, there we go.
There's
It's just,
Marilyn.
maybe it's just really slow compared to the other one.
Okay,
Okay.
so we don't have any sewing to do tonight. We just have something to show you.
Yep, we do. But what else? Where's the notes? We're going to talk about a couple things, so maybe we'll start with that.
Okay.
What do you think? Okay, so the one thing we wanted to talk about was the Bloom Sew Along, which is starting after Christmas. We don't have an exact date yet. We'll just have to see like how things line up for all
Right.
the sew alongs and the blocks of the months and pick what week is going to be what. But it's going to be in the new year.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to say there's going to be more information coming. But just as an FYI, if you're planning on doing the Bloom applique in the Lori Holt method with the sew-in interfacing versus like fusible iron-on with steam-a-seam or whatever, which you can do at either option, there are 2 or 3 things that I would recommend. You don't have to have them. You can make do without them, but I find it easier. So if you want to look them up or like think about whether or not you want to purchase those, I just want to mention that it would be really handy if you had a 14-inch design board. And we should have brought, do we have one over here to show?
I don't think we do. If they didn't want to use a design board,
You don't
I
have
have
to.
to.
But because this isn't fusible, at some point you've got to glue those down with a glue, which is one of the other things that is like not just, you can use pins if you want to, but I find it much easier to sew if they've been glued down and you're not working around pins. So that's just me. But if you're going to glue it down, after you glue it down, you usually put some pins and stick it in the design board. So you could, if you could find a piece of corrugated cardboard, at least as big as our square is going to be, you can pin in that with your pins, I think enough to hold it down.
But if you want something pretty,
Or if you want it for future use, because these you're really not going to be transporting, you're just pinning while the glue sets and leaving it, right?
yes.
But if you want a design board that you can carry back and forth from your ironing board to your sewing machine table, and I would recommend, although our blocks are they're under 10 inches when they're finished, there is a 10-inch design board. There's only a couple dollars difference between that one and the 14-inch, and I think you'd get more bang for your buck with the 14-inch because in the future you could use it for 12-inch blocks or whatever if you want to lay out 12-inch blocks. So that's a nice to have, but you can get by with. The other thing I've pinned to is your wool mat. You can pin.
But you don't want glue on that.
Yeah, but you don't have glue because you have your
Your background.
background fabric and then your
It doesn't
glue.
go through at all.
No, no,
Okay.
no. you're using such little dollops of glue. I mean, well, you're supposed to use little dollops of glue.
Anyway, the point is, if you want a design board, make sure you let us know. We
Yeah.
have like 8 or 10 of them on order. So if you want, there's like over 50 people doing this so long. So
Yeah,
if you
so
want
we
to
just
reserve a design board, let us know.
Because sometimes those design boards are back ordered too. So
Yeah, these that I have coming are in stock.
we may not be able to get them in a hurry. Like if you leave it to the last minute, they may
Right.
be out of stock or whatever. Because we have had them in the past that we've had to wait. So glue is another thing that is probably something you should think about. There's 2 options that there's 3 options that I would talk about. One is the Acorn
PC?
seam-aligned glue that has the little narrow thin tip, looks like a hummingbird beak on the end of it. That's really good, and I really like that one because small drops come out of the end of it. I will be honest that the Sue Daly's glue, that's the white glue with the little pink screw cap on it, it comes out faster, but I almost think I prefer the glue more. So it just depends, but it takes a while to get used to how much to squeeze, or you get more glue out with that one, but I do prefer the glue on that one.
No, Tammy, we're not shipping to New York yet. You need to find a Canadian neighbor so we can ship to them.
And then the last thing I would mention is a point turner. And I should have brought one to show you. But you don't have to have it, but I find them very helpful in turning those pieces, especially if you've got little points to get into, the Clover point turners.
So
again, if you don't have one and you're thinking you might want one,
let us know because we've got them on order as well.
in a pinch, a small, what do you call those? Like
Tupperware orange peeler.
yeah, that was, I used that for probably a year and a half before I knew about the point turner, a Tupperware orange peeler, but also the wooden, not a chopstick, but it's got like a bevel on the end, the wooden round dowels. It's got a little bevel, like almost like the bevel that you use on the wooden sticks to push back your cuticles. One of those would work because it's small.
You got to get in around a curve.
Right, but it also gets narrow and it isn't too thick, right? Because it sort of has that bevel. But anyway, those are just some things to think about for the upcoming thing.
I know, Tammy, it's disappointing, and there's really nothing we can do about it. I don't think we're the only Canadian shop that can't ship there anymore. The So Long that she's referring to, Sandra, is the Bloom So Long. It's our applique So Long that's starting in the new year. Remember that it's going to be on our Red Zone channel, not here on Facebook.
Right.
And if you don't know what the Red Zone channel is all about, give the shop a call and we'll explain it all out.
It's the other major platform that you watch videos on.
With a red background.
Yes. It's just if we mention it too many times, apparently you get banned from this site if you mention that other site too many times.
We've been warned, so we're
Yes.
just trying to be cautious.
Yes, because we don't need to get banned. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah. So now that we have our surprise So Long, which we call a surprise, it's not really going to be a surprise. Come the new year, we're going to reveal the completed quilt and show you before you even start.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a surprise now until the beginning of January. And there's going to be color options if you want to buy a kit, but there's also options if you want to use your stash. You can buy just the pattern.
Right.
And the other nautical So Long that we're doing, we
aren't doing a lot on the nautical.
She's doing a lot.
And I don't really enjoy nautical type stuff, so this is like a stretch for me.
It's really nice though. I think it's turning out nice. We had it like you had it like 3/4 made, and we decided tonight to scrap it all.
This is how we not scrap it all. We're just making an adjustment, a fairly major adjustment.
So we're going to show you our original one
Yeah.
and the new one, and you guys can judge. If you want a kit for it, you're welcome to get a kit. If you want to use your stash, you can use your stash. And all of these are going to be on our new platform only. We're not going to be here on Facebook at all.
Right, for sew-alongs and block of the months and those type videos. Yeah.
Our Friday Night Frenzy will still be here.
Mm-hmm.
And so will our Wednesday sale.
Yeah. but all of the other type sewing things.
So get some help, get somebody to show you how to get there, because for some people it's not an easy transition over to that. So you're going to have family around at Christmas time that may be a little bit more techie than what you
It's
are.
not that hard though.
It's not that hard, but
It really isn't.
it's different.
Yeah.
It's a different platform, and if you're used to Facebook, it's the same old, and it's not the same old in there.
Right. But they will be saved too. So if something happens that you can't get on right when we're live, they will be there. So once you do get on, they will be saved there and you can watch it.
And we're going to have some contests going on there, some giveaways and some reasons to want to go there.
Okay. 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 I think that was it, other than what we're going to talk about later.
Yes.
So this week, this is November the 24th. Aren't you impressed I knew that?
You did.
You should be impressed.
Did you figure it? It's probably up my
No,
left
I
hand
didn't even
corner?
look there. I just happened to know, only because I did invoicing today, so I happened to notice the date. Okay, this is our final block weeks of the Vintage Christmas Sampler, and we are just doing some filler blocks. We're doing this thing here with the half square triangles, and we were doing, where's that other one hiding? Right there.
Yes.
This one. So then next week, we're going to start joining the sections together. So when you get to page 20 of the book, that's where they start showing you the sections that we're joining together. So we'll walk you through some of that next week. I like it when a quilt is done in sections like this.
I do too.
I enjoy that more than rows.
Yes. Are you gonna? Oh yes, we're gonna. Never mind.
So the two that we were doing this week were, and I had mentioned that because they are just sort of what I call filler blocks, I'm not sure that that's the correct term for it, but
Oh
well,
my
where's
gosh,
the
you got a
big-
yawn.
where did they go? There they are.
Sorry
It
about
was
that.
these two filler blocks, and we had some half square triangles left from a couple previous weeks. One from way back. I think it was maybe would it have been the flying geese week, or maybe that big cactus block thing somewhere.
Yes, Gloria. To your question, it is yes.
So really, there wasn't much sewing because I utilized our leftover half square triangles, and then it just has one long strip, and you can pick whatever color fabric you want for your long strip.
So
that
did
went
you
down to the
just use
side.
scraps, or did you make new?
No, I used our scrappy triangles that we had.
Okay.
I didn't have to make any. And then this one, you just sew these together in rows. And then this was a big square that you drew corner to corner, laid it on, and sewed corner to corner, and then trimmed. Just made a giant half square triangle with small half square triangles in it. So, but they were all scrappy. There was nothing that I had to make. Now, if you didn't save yours, you might have to make some. In which case, if you wanted to do all of your exactly the same, or just use two alternating, or whatever, you could do that. But I used our scrappy ones and just scattered them throughout.
So the name of our new channel for our sew-alongs is called Quilts by the Bay, right? Is that what they search?
Yeah, you got to find the one. Let me pull it up.
Okay, there's a few questions. Wanda says on page 14, peppermint and spearmint blocks were not all addressed, or perhaps I missed a block substitution. Can I see
Peppermint or
number 14? I think she missed last week. Oh.
I think we incorporated those. We'll know when we start putting it together. I think.
We combined them with the block above.
Oh, maybe we didn't do that one. Right? We did it here. We combined it there. We combined it here
That
with what we did. Where am I?
Right
I'm
there.
not right there.
Right there.
Right there. And
I don't
up
know.
here, I think we combined it up here.
Yeah.
But you might be right that we may have to do, I may have to do an extra filler there, but we'll address that next week when we start laying out our sections. I'll know. But that brings us to the next thing that we're going to say. So that is one thing we could look at doing there, is what
Exactly.
this next thing. So when I was looking at our first week that we're putting together, I noticed that there are places where they just had a low volume square filling in, like here.
Did we get sidetracked and didn't answer this
We
question?
did.
Sorry. Just don't want to not go back
Hang
to the
on,
question.
hang on. Let me
We're
see
going to show you the
exactly,
screenshot here.
exactly what it's.
We'll show you what it looks. Just hold
Just
that on the
wait.
screen, can you?
So when you search Quilts by the Bay on that other site, you're looking for the one that has this little picture of Deb. If you find just something that looks like, whoops, get over there, I don't need that. Some of these are individual videos that were on there, but when you search it, you want to click, so put in Quilts by the Bay, and when that little thing comes up, there should be a place that tells you to view the channel. If you press view the channel, that's what the main channel looks like. It's got that row of batiks across the top and Deb's picture there. And then somewhere, every device is different, but somewhere here, there's a place where you'll see
Follow.
videos. You can follow or subscribe to it, which is free. Doesn't mean that you're paying a subscription. So if you subscribe to it, you'll be notified when new videos come on. But down here, there's headings like home, videos, and if you click the video section, there's all the videos that are already on there, right?
From us.
Yeah. But there is also a section, just to make this a little user friendly, there's a section that's called playlists. And if you click on the playlist section, each one of these is a playlist that within that specific playlist is every video that went with that particular sew along. So if the playlist says the Vintage Christmas Sampler, all the videos of the Vintage Sampler Christmas you can find there. They're not all mixed in with all the videos like that initial screen I showed you. Or if it's called the Wavelength Bargello, when you click on that, it's going to show you, it tells us that there's 4 videos in that one. So then if you click on it, there's your 4 videos. But that is the, what you're looking for is this. So search Quilts by the Bay and you should find Deb's picture, and when you get onto the full channel, it should have that row of batiks and you're in the right place.
There we go.
Okay.
Easy peasy, you would say.
Well, the only other thing is I'll warn you is that sometimes if you search Quilts by the Bay, like you had some videos that were posted on Scott Fortune.
Oh, right.
What was
The contest?
Yes.
The free spirit?
Right. So because she had a video posted and labeled Quilts by the Bay on somebody else's site, they may crop up, but you want to find her actual channel that's called Quilts by the Bay that has that picture of Deb. Okay, so getting back to this, there were sections that was using like a low volume gob of fabric. Gob. For lack of a better. So like here's another gob. This one isn't even really low volume. So then I got saying to Deb, I'm not convinced that we really wanted to use our full fabric range, like that had all the bright colors. But I didn't think we wanted to use our background either, because then it kind of looks
empty.
like empty, or like did you forget to do a block there? So we pulled a couple of things that we thought might work for ours, and we're going to probably go with one of these. So this fabric was already in our blocks.
Can I pull some of our blocks just for somebody new? We'll just show some of the blocks. Just so that they see that these colors go.
Yeah. So one of the things, we had pulled another one, we should have brought that over. We had pulled another one that we really liked because it actually was a fabric that belonged with some of the lines that are in this. But because we went with a different background, it had a very white background and it didn't look good with our background. It just didn't look right. So then we thought, well, we got to go with something. So you guys probably can't see it, but our background has almost this taupey color going through it. So that's why we went with this one.
Yeah, we went with the same taupe.
Or this is actually the stem of the tree. The trunk of the tree is this one. So we may go with either one. We're not sure.
We haven't
We haven't decided
We'll
yet.
figure that out. We'll cut a few blocks.
Yeah, and
Stay
see.
right there, Todd.
Yeah, and see which one we like the best. And maybe we'll go with a little bit of both.
We could do, yeah. And we could potentially, that block that we're missing of candy that we don't want to be candy, it could be another piece of.
It could be another piece of fabric, like if we are missing a block, right? Because there are pieces of those scattered throughout, like these plain blocks of fabric that aren't actually blocks. So we may do that option.
We're going to wing it.
Yeah, we are. That's the story of our life. We wing everything.
Right, Debbie Hill?
This was one of the big ones. It's the big one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the
a flower.
pot.
That's the applique.
So
flower pot.
this is our sew along that's not Christmas.
Because we switched out the stockings and did the flowers.
So yeah.
I thought maybe we could use some more of these in some of those blocks. But when I got looking at what we have left on our panel, because we had to cut out of the middle of the thing to have enough extra around here to fill the center.
We wrecked a few of them.
Well, it's not that, but it leaves such a small little
You could
seam
applicate
allowance.
them on just a plain block. You could use them if you applicate them on.
Yeah, I could. So we could do that.
Diet. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we could do that. If the measurements work. I didn't check the measurements, but I bet they would.
I bet they would too.
Yeah, we could do
We
that.
could do that instead of that candy.
That one is long and narrow. That might
Might
not
not.
work for that one.
Anyway, we'll do it.
Let me see. What is that measurement for that one? For the
I think she
What
said page 12, I think she said.
14. That block is. Yeah, see, it's only 3.5.
Yeah.
Whoops. I'm not supposed to say that out loud. Yeah, it's too narrow for that, but I think it would work for.
Marie, I think it's Marie. Look how much is left of Stacy's chocolate.
I just ate a piece.
Oh, did you?
I did.
I thought, man, he took another piece.
No, I ate a piece. So
I might
if
be
you
wrong.
browse-
It might not be Marie. Somebody sent that to Stacy today.
You shouldn't have leave. You shouldn't have
Oh,
left
it wasn't.
laying
It was
around.
Janine Wilson. It was Janine Wilson. As a thank you.
So next week we'll muddle through laying some of these out and making some of those decisions. And sometimes when you've got those like blocks, you don't know till you start laying out all your blocks
What color you
what
want
color
there.
you want there. And like we're saying we're going with this brown, but maybe that isn't going to look good when we put it where it's got to go, right?
Yes.
As we discovered from the nautical quote tonight.
Once I get that laid out.
Anyway.
So we are going to tell those of you that do not want to see anything about the surprise box to log off
Right.
because we are going to show the surprise box. So
The
if
finished project.
yes, because
And talk a little bit about it.
yes, we are because there's a few details that you may have.
But if you
overlooked.
didn't get it, or if you got it and for some reason you haven't had a chance to open it and you don't want the surprise spoiled, you better log off now.
See, yeah, thanks for joining.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, we're at 45. Let's see how many log off. There goes one.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, they're back.
So the nice thing about this surprise box is that you made 2 projects out of it.
I did because,
You had leftovers.
well, yes, because we couldn't put enough background to use.
So we have a cost that we try to stay under so that we make a little bit. And
Even though it is a good value on the surprise box, they are valued when you total up what it should cost. They are.
they're very good.
Yeah, they are.
But in order to, so what you received was a Charm Club kit, but we just multiplied it by 2. But
And you didn't get charm packs.
right, you got a layer cake, which means you got 4 charm packs, really.
Mhm.
But because we sent you enough to do it twice, you guys can use that purchase as 2 of your Charm Club kit count in getting 10 and getting your 11th free. So, for those of you that have been, because we've already given it some free ones. There's that many people that are
Mhm.
purchasing these and loving these. So, that takes 2 off of your number that you have to purchase to get
Right.
your 11th one free.
So the reason I only did double the size was because we couldn't include more background. But the background we used
Was
and that you got in your box is a very easy one for us to get.
yes, and in your box, the name of it's there, so that you can call and order it if you want to make it bigger. So you can make it double the size if you use.
You probably couldn't go quite double because there were so many light blocks.
If they didn't mind the light blocks, they could.
They could, but there were some that were like really, really light, like that they look basically like background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but you could definitely go probably like 3 times as big.
Where's my?
Or you can go, so this is what it looks like if you do double.
Look at it. That is the double one. That's what you all received.
You've got enough background to do that.
The binding and the quilt. I love it.
This is so pretty in real life. Like
It's really quite
that cream background, which isn't really showing how beautiful it is on there. It's gorgeous. It really is. But out of my leftovers,
right here.
this, so you were able to get another smaller throw, or you could add this many more blocks
To make that bigger.
to make that bigger. So you could, if you got a little more background. This one isn't quilted yet.
No, Jenny, this has got nothing to do with the 12 Days of Christmas. This is the
Nothing.
surprise box that went out about 10 days ago.
So you guys can do whatever you want with it.
If you want to make this size, you will have to order some more background.
Right. Or if you wanted to even get a queen size or a big double out of this, once you used up everything that you could possibly use out of your layer cake, you could then just put a much wider outer border, because we've only got a small like 2-inch
Right.
border on these, right? So you could go with it, and that cream is actually drop dead gorgeous.
And once the cream is quilted, the quilting kind of stands out
It
and
does.
creates its own border. So it's really quite
Like,
nice.
just look how nice the quilting looks on that cream, how much it stands out. Like, isn't that gorgeous?
I can see.
Yeah. See how nice that looks? So if you had that another, where's my hand? You know, another 6 inches wide or whatever.
Plus the baby quilt that you've got.
Yes.
Like you could make a pretty good
You
size
could make a
quilt out
pretty
of
good
this.
size quilt out of that by just purchasing a little bit more of the background color. So,
Anyway, so I love it because if you looked at that that layer cake, at first you think, ooh, that doesn't jump out at me as something I would want to buy.
well, number one, that was what surprised me about it, because when we found the layer cakes, you guys will be shocked at how hard it is to find
That many layers.
that many layer cakes. Like a lot of places when you go to order, they don't have
That many.
75 layer cakes in
80.
stock, or 80, whatever it is. They don't have that, right? So,
When we found this in Dallas, when we were there,
yes,
we jumped on it.
we jumped on it. But the funny thing is that we would have seen this
From our
shown from our rep, from
and
Rhoda.
thought, ooh,
Yeah, and we probably, we didn't get it. But
Yeah.
it is actually drop dead gorgeous, Donna. And that cream background is beautiful with
It
it.
is.
It really is. So this was the thing that made me think sometimes we don't see the potential in
in the modern fabrics.
some of the more modern things, or even colorways that we typically don't go towards.
Like who would have thought that stripe would have looked good in a square?
Right.
But
Yeah.
it really adds a lot to that quilt.
It does. It does.
Look at that light stripe even.
Mhm.
It looks good there. Look at the big dots.
Like those are not
Those aren't
not fabrics that I'm drawn to typically.
And I wouldn't have bought bolts of that fabric.
But yet that
Look at it.
line is gorgeous done up. It really is.
Yeah. Anyway, so that is the surprise box. In the surprise box, there was also a couple of notions, and so the pattern was there, the fabric to make this was there, and there was
Layer
also
cake,
a
which
layer.
is-
And a layer cake alone is now $75 roughly,
Mhm.
and then there was a book there too, and it all sold for $99.
Yeah.
So this box that went out was probably the higher value end of what our boxes usually go out at. So don't be disappointed in the next ones, but you still always get good bang for your
You
buck
do.
when you buy a surprise box.
We do. Yeah. Okay.
And I do have to say that the next surprise boxes going out are quite different.
Can't remember what they are. Oh, right. Right. I
It's quite
forgot.
different.
It is. It's different than any surprise box that's gone out.
It is.
Yeah.
I like it too.
Mhm.
And so we have only a limit of 80. Now we have a lot of people that have bought them and they want to be on the repeat list. So we do not have 80 left. We've only got down to like between 5 and 10 variables each
Mhm.
month to actually get your name in there.
It's fun to get a surprise.
I know,
in the mail.
Jennifer, it is good to keep your mind open to new things. That's one thing. I've got a straight mind.
Well, I
But I
think we
like-
all do. Like when you see fabric or bolts of fabric in a store, like you either turn your nose up at it or you think, oh, I could make a quilt out of that. But sometimes I think we're walking right by things that
Would look nice.
would look gorgeous in a quilt.
Like that
right?
new line of fabric that came in on the weekend. There's like 40 bolts of it. No, there's not. There's probably 30.
Oh yeah, the kind of the softer one.
Simple Charm
Yeah,
or something it's
yeah.
called.
Mm-hmm.
I've got that all cut up ready to make a quilt. I got it blocked. You want to take it home and finish it? It's all cut up.
Well, that's nice.
Anyway, so
Okay.
I think that's it for tonight, everybody.
You did tell them that it counted towards 2 of their
2 of their
things.
surprise.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So some people are getting close. So if you got a surprise box, that might tip you over to be able to get a free one. Make sure you mention that when you
Great.
request your free one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other questions there that we're
No,
missing?
I don't think so. But I would really like to show them that thing that we can't show them until January.
No, we are not showing that. Oh, this woman
The
is
quilt That we're
something.
doing for so long is sitting right under this camera here, you guys.
And Big Mouth, of course. She can't keep a secret, right?
It's really nice.
No. You can't show that till it's
I
quilted.
won't show it. I'm going to quilt it. It's going
It's
in
got
the
to be
frame this week.
quilted.
It's going to be pretty.
Okay. Have a great week, you guys. We're getting closer to Christmas. Who else decorated? Anybody decorated?
I have 2 windows decorated thanks to Katie.
In the shop. How much do you have decorated in your house?
I got grandkids here. I'm not putting nothing
The
in.
funny thing is she doesn't decorate a lot anyway, and the one thing she did always decorate or always have in her house is now in the shop window. So
It's my manger
it's
scene.
her
And
nativity
I
scene.
could have sold 100 of them. Everybody comes in and wants
It's
to
a
buy it.
gorgeous nativity scene. Like you can't
Nice.
find them that nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now she doesn't even have that in her house.
Yeah.
Scrooge, humbug. Anyway,
Thanks.
okay, guys, have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.